Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Vish and welcome to my March TBR video. So I did film last month's TBR video, but then I blinked and February was over. So I didn't end up posting it. However, February was a good and rough month for me. So I abandoned my TBR halfway through the month and I mood read, which was very nice. And I'm in such a good reading mood right now, and I just want to read all the books, and I cannot wait to dive into this month's TBR. So in January or mid-January, I made a TBR jar that I absolutely love. So in February, when I was doing some mood reading, I didn't know what to read, so this jar came in handy because in this jar there's all the books on my physical TBR that are standalones, sequels, and book box books. All of them are in here. And I picked a fair few last month and it was very successful, if I do say so myself. So stay tuned for my next recent reads video to see what I ended up picking and what I rated it. So because the jar was so successful, I just want to pick more books out of the jar and abandon everything. However, I have some priorities that I need to get to that I neglected last month. So let's get into my priorities for the month of March. So first up, we have my Sluts and Guts Patreon book club pick for January and February, and that is Priest by Sierra Simone. This is an adult taboo romance about a priest. Who knew? So I think our priest has a bit of a conflict choosing between his faith and this girl. I've heard good things and not so great things, so I'm excited to see what I actually think about this. Next up is the last book for Mass Along, which is a read along I do with my patrons where we read all of Sarah J Maas's backlist books, and we're up to A Courtess of Flames by Sarah J Maas, which is the last published ACOTAR book at the moment. So this is the last book for the read along. I'm very sad. However, if Crescent City 3 is announced and we have a publication date, I will start up the read along by reading through Crescent City. I'll be doing a live show with my patrons in April, I think. So this is my first reread of Silver Flames, and I'm excited to get into it because I can't wait to see my baby Cassian. But because I know it has such a weak fantasy plot, I'm not looking forward to that, but I'm just gonna focus on my baby Cassian. Next up, we have my usual Abby and Sam buddy read that's been happening since January. I literally just finished Visions of Heat, which is the second book to the Psy Changeling series by Nalini Singh. So of course, in March, we're moving on to the third book, which is Caressed by Ice. The Psy Changeling series is a paranormal romance series that is very much an urban fantasy, and each book follows a different romance pairing, but there is an overarching plot within this 15-book series. I am enjoying the series. It's not my favorite. I just wish that we're not following a different romance pairing each book. But alas, it is what it is. I'm enjoying the world building and the politics of this world. Quite a bit has been revealed in the second book, so I'm excited to see where it's gonna go in the third book. And the last priority I have is my usual monthly green bone pick. So I haven't, sadly, read January's and February's green bone pick. So January is The Bone Witch by Rinch Beko and February is Voice of War by Zach Argyle, both picked by my lovely patron Lana. So I'm definitely going to be reading these two in March as well, so you can add them to the TBR. However, we're gonna pick March's book. Alright, let's just get into it. I'm gonna pick this one. There we go. That is the pick, which is Leviathan Wakes. Oh my god. No. Haley, why did you do this to me? Yeah, I totally forgot this was in it. Oh my god, another series. Another long series. So here we are. Leviathan Wakes by James S.A. Corey. The first book to the Expanse series, which is 9 books. This is a space opera type of sci-fi series, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not looking forward to this. I'm trying to slowly dip my toes into sci-fi, but this is full-on shove me into the deep end sci-fi. I'm not sure what this is about, but I've heard a lot of good things about this series, and it is very fast-paced. It is very plot-driven, which is not my thing, but sometimes I do crave plot-driven things, so hopefully I will like this. I'm scared. But thank you, Haley, for doing this. And now, as I realize, all my green bone picks are the first book in a series. So thank you, my patrons who know I'm trying to complete series, yet here you are. You know what? At least it's not Name of the Wind, which I know it's in here. Alright, let's move on to other books that I want to read this month. Hopefully I can get to them. A rollover from February, which is Blood Mercy by Vila Roth. As you can see, I am almost halfway through with this monstrosity. This is Becca's Patreon book club called the Alpha Hose Book Club Pick, and we're starting a new fantasy series after we wrapped up the Four Horsemen series. I'm really enjoying this. At first the writing was really dense and slow, but after the like 200-page mark, everything just started to click. It's easier to read now, and this romance in this is very slow burn, which I really like and I'm enjoying. So I'm going to try and finish this month. I'm reading it really slowly, which is fine by me. And the next book is my most anticipated book of the year, and that is The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi by Shannon Chakraborty. The David trilogy is one of my favorite series of all time, so I'm dying to read more of S.A. Chakraborty's books, and I'm so glad this is coming out in March. I am planning to do a live show discussion on Amina Al-Sarafi with a couple of my friends on my channel, so look out for that on my community tab or Instagram. I'm so excited to read this. I know it is set in the Daevabad world, which is our world, but I think in like 16th century, like in the past. And I know it follows an older main character. It's to do with pirates and the sea. I am freaking excited to read this book and I cannot wait for it to come out. The last book I want to talk about is The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie. So I wanted to read this in February, but I'm gonna try and squeeze it in March. I don't know if I'll get to it, but I'm gonna try. So this is an adult grimdark fantasy series. This is the first book to another fantasy series. The series is very beloved in this community and I just want to join in on the conversation. I just want to get into the group. So I really hope I can read this month, but if I don't, that is okay. But I'm excited for this. So that's it, to be honest. And if I have time, I'm going back to the jar. It's been a really fun time, actually. It's making me want to read more, which is exactly the mood I'm chasing. I do want to try and make a vlog of me picking random books out of the jar in the next coming months, hopefully. So we'll see. Now let's move on to my other favorite hobbies. So what are you currently watching? Let me know in the comments. I am deep into my Teen Wolf rewatch at the moment. I'm on season 4. I just recently finished season 3 and oh my god, what an amazing season that is. It's one of my favorite seasons of all time. And yes, I do have favorite seasons. Season 3 was split into 2 plot points and it all interconnects at the end. Oh my god. Chef's kiss, masterpiece. I loved it. So now we're moving on to season 4, different plot point. I don't know how this is gonna go from here. And I think I stopped either season 4 or season 5. So those 2 seasons are very blurry in my head. So I have no idea what happens. So it's gonna be a journey. And me and my partner, Sam, are rewatching Modern Family for the billionth time. One of my favorite shows. It's such a heartwarming show. It's such a good comedic show. My favorite character will have to be Phil. For movies, I recently just watched the new Ant-Man movie and it was okay. I generally don't like Ant-Man, so I wasn't very optimistic going into this movie, and I was right. All I want to say, and it's spoiler free obviously, I just want more backstory on Kang, and that's it. That's all I want to say. And lastly, gaming wise, I'm still on my Disney Dreamlight bullshit, especially because they just released a new update and you get Olaf, Mirabelle, and someone else. I'm not sure. I haven't found this someone else yet. But I found Olaf and he's so cute. I just want to squish him. And I found Mirabelle as well. I love the house. The Mikasita. Is that what it's called? I think so. Oh my god, it's such a cute house. I visit it all the time. I just wish when you enter the house, you get to like explore the house instead of just her room. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's it, my friends. That is what I want to read, what I want to watch, and what I want to play this month. If you made it to the end of the video, leave me a wolf emoji. because of Teen Wolf. Like this video if you like it, subscribe if you want to. All my socials and my Patreon is linked down below if you want to check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!